Welcome to The Explainer. So, today we're looking at something absolutely extraordinary. I mean, forget whatever you typically assume about ancient historical documents. The Song of Solomon, it's not some dry list of rules, and it's definitely not a dusty chronicle of ancient kings. Instead, it is this incredibly intense, vivid, and just deeply passionate piece of ancient poetry. It explores the absolute highest heights of romance, the deepest depths of longing, and we're going to break down exactly how this ancient text masterfully captures the universal human experience of love. Just listen to this incredible quote. Love is as strong as death, its jealousy unyielding as the grave. Wow, that hits hard, doesn't it? It perfectly captures the raw, overwhelming, and absolute nature of the love we're going to explore today. This explainer is all about human desire, deep connection, and the literally unstoppable forces that bind us together. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, The Voices of Romance, a dialogue across millennia. What makes this text so uniquely fascinating is how it's structured. There's no traditional narrator guiding you from point A to point B or setting the scene. Instead, it operates as this dynamic, flowing conversation. It shifts rapidly between different voices, mostly a male lover and a female lover, who speak directly to and passionately about each other. But before we focus entirely on the lovers, we really have to understand this crucial element, the daughters of Jerusalem. In this ancient poetry, they act almost like a reoccurring chorus. Think of them as, well, our audience proxy. They witness the romance, they ask the lovers questions, and they respond to the intimate dialogue. They really ground the soaring poetry and give us, the listeners, a tangible place within the text. Now, let's listen to how the female lover sees herself. I am a rose of Sharon, a lily of the valleys. She's expressing her beauty here, yeah? But notice the specific imagery she chooses. A rose of Sharon, a lily of the valleys. These were just common, everyday wildflowers in the ancient landscape. So it's a very humble, pastoral self-assessment. She essentially sees herself as just one pretty flower among, countless others in the field. And this brilliantly illustrates the male lover's immediate, impassioned response. He says, like a lily among thorns is my darling among the maidens. Do you see what he just did there? He takes her humble self-description and just completely flips it. He tells her, sure, you're a lily, but compared to you, every other maiden is literally just a thorn. He instantly elevates her from a common flower to something singular, vibrant, and incredibly precious. Moving right along to Section 2, Metaphors of the Natural World, Decoding Ancient Romance. As we keep decoding this, we need to talk about how these lovers express physical attraction. And hey, fair warning to the modern listener here, some of these ancient compliments might sound a little, well, a bit surprising today. For instance, your teeth are like a flock of sheep. Your neck is like the Tower of David. Now, if you told your partner today that they had teeth like a flock of sheep, yeah, that probably wouldn't go over very well. But context is everything, right? In the ancient agrarian world, a freshly washed, perfectly paired flock of sheep was the absolute pinnacle of pastoral perfection and health. And the Tower of David? That represented immense strength and majestic elegance. So in their specific cultural language, these metaphors represented incredible value, wealth, and unmatched beauty. Now, it's totally fascinating how the imagery actively stacks up to create this sense of overwhelming wealth. In Chapter 4, the male lover describes his bride as a locked garden in an enclosed spring. And look at what this garden grows. Nard, saffron, calamus, cinnamon, myrrh, and aloes. He doesn't just say she smells nice. By listing all of these out, he's visually and textually stacking an abundance of extremely rare, imported, and hugely expensive spices. He paints this vivid picture of her as an exotic, invaluable treasure trove of sensory delights. Up next, Section 3, The Anxiety of Longing, the universal fear of separation. Of course, a real relationship isn't just about joyful admiration all the time. The text plunges us into the emotional lows of the relationship just as deeply as it takes us to the highs. Even across thousands of years, that highly relatable, modern anxiety of missing a partner, that frantic energy when you feel disconnected from the person you love, is captured perfectly when the chorus poses this pivotal question. Where has your lover gone, most beautiful of women? This question radically pivots our narrative. All those idyllic, fragrant garden scenes vanish, and suddenly we're thrust into the frantic, longing energy of the woman desperately searching for her missing partner in the dead of night. Let's move to and see how this builds across chapters 3 and 5. We get this vivid, escalating dramatic tension of a midnight search, laid out in these distinct steps. Step 1, she searches for bed all night without success. Step 2,
Driven by a longing she just can't ignore, she gets up and physically roams the dark city streets and squares. Step 3, she encounters the Watchmen of the Walls, and honestly, it doesn't go well for her. It's a literal and emotional journey of intense vulnerability. She's risking her safety and her reputation just to find the one her heart loves. Section 4. Descriptions of devotion. How they see each other. Fortunately, that dark night of anxiety does resolve. After the intense fear of separation, they reunite, and the text erupts into these beautiful, incredibly detailed, symmetrical declarations of mutual devotion. They spend time simply expressing exactly how they see each other. Notice his view of her on the left side there. A garden locked up, doves, twins of a gazelle, an orchard of pomegranates. He focuses heavily on her lush, delicate, and fiercely protected nature. It's an intimate, very hidden kind of beauty. Now, contrast that with her view of him on the right. Radiant and ruddy, purest gold, cedars of Lebanon, polished ivory. She focuses on his striking presence, his radiant strength, and his unshakable stability. It's a fascinating balance, really showing how their different qualities perfectly complement and complete one another. And amidst all those grand descriptions, we arrive at this line. You have stolen my heart, my sister, my bride. You have stolen my heart with one glance of your eyes. Let's just slow down for a second to really appreciate the pure romantic weight of that statement. It's that highly relatable, almost paralyzing feeling of being entirely overwhelmed simply by the way someone looks at you. It strips away all the complex ancient metaphors and gets right down to the visceral, immediate impact of love.
Bringing us to Section 5, The Power of Love, the ultimate conclusion.
After all the intense longing, the frantic searching, and those layers of rich, poetic metaphors, the source material doesn't just fade out. No, in Chapter 8, it delivers a culminating philosophical thesis on the very nature of love itself. Many waters cannot quench love, rivers cannot wash it away. The crucial point of this explainer, and the source text itself, is that love is an unstoppable, elemental force of nature. It's placed on the exact same level as a raging fire or a sweeping, devastating flood. It is an immovable, completely indestructible reality of the human experience that just cannot be casually brushed aside. And I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought drawn directly from the climax of the text. If one were to give all the wealth of their house for love, would it be utterly scorned? The answer, implied so strongly by the poetry, is a resounding yes, because love simply cannot be bought, it cannot be quantified, and it definitely cannot be manufactured with silver or gold. As you go about your day, I really challenge you to reflect on that. Think about the priceless, unyielding value of love in your own life, a force so powerful that it's inspired humanity's greatest poetry for thousands of years. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll see you next time.